Hey friends, I'm Otis Gibbs, and this is my buddy Tim Carroll. He's going to tell a story about the time he got to record with Waylon Jennings.
Just by chance, I met Waylon Jennings, and I may have been on his final recording session. I don't know that for a fact, but he was very close to the end of his life, and I was on this little session. What happened was Sonny Burgess and Billy Lee Riley were supposed to record at Cowboy Jack Clement's studio, and I had played a lot with Sonny Burgess, and Sonny had a medical situation come up right before the session, like the day before or something like that, and he asked me to substitute for him. I don't know that they needed me, but I did. So I go to Cowboy Jack Clement's studio, and I record for 2 or 3 days with Billy Lee Riley, and the band was Ben Folds on piano and Gary Talent on bass, and Mark Horn was playing drums, and Bill Lloyd was playing guitar, and I was playing guitar. We recorded for 2 or 3 days with Billy Lee Riley, and every day would start down in Cowboy Jack's office, and he would play us songs, and he would just say a lot of funny stuff and tell us funny stories, and he would like do tricks with his cat and stuff, Eugene, and Eugene would like come in the window, right next to him. And I remember Cowboy Jack reaching in a file cabinet and pulling out a letter from the landlord back in the 50s. I don't know, he had a swimming pool and these wild parties, and anyway, he was so full of funny stories, and he would say the craziest, funniest stuff. And he had a list of rules, and one was like, when everything else fails, try getting lucky. And one was, it only takes 3 minutes to record a hit song, and a lot of stuff like that. So I was just having a ball, just being this minor cog in the machine, playing on these sessions. And on the final day, they said, okay, we're going to gather down in Cowboy Jack's office, and we're going to gather around a mic, and Waylon Jennings is going to come here. And so a few different, the Delvante brothers came, and it was just like everybody that was working there at Jack's place, a couple of his friends. This guy Ferg was his engineer, and there was another guy, a friend of theirs, that was there, and it was kind of toward the end of the day, and lo and behold, Waylon Jennings drives up, and all the guys were really, really genuinely excited to see him. And they all knew him. They all seemed to know him, all these older cats, But they were excited. Like, he was a special dude, They were excited that he was there. They were really happy. And it was like a really happy thing. And I don't think he was getting around real well. I think he was kind of limping, and had a cane maybe. And that was one reason why we didn't go all the way upstairs to record, because Jack's studio was all the way upstairs, but his office was more like ground floor. And so they put a mic in the office there, and we all kind of gathered around it. And so it's like I'm standing here behind Waylon Jennings, and we're all singing into this mic. And we were all just kind of doing a background vocal on this Billy Lee Riley thing. And tell you the truth, I don't even know if the recordings ever came out or what. I don't know. I think I looked recently I thought, hey, let me look on YouTube and see if I'm on there or whatever. And I didn't figure out whether or not it came out. But so the one time I was ever around Waylon Jennings, I was like singing on a group gang background vocal with him at Cowboy Jack Clement's studio. I didn't really have a conversation with him. The older cats who kind of knew him, they were talking to him more. But I was as close to him as you and me. And I remember looking in his eyes. He had spectacular eyes. They were like really, I think blue, and they were just like, they kind of sparkled, and they just kind of had a lot of life there. And sometime after that, I noticed that Hank Williams Jr. has a song called Waylon's Eyes. I just remember looking straight into his eyes and being like, wow, he's got a strong presence, I saw him probably a couple years before that. I was at Starwood Amphitheater. It used to be a big outdoor concert place here in Nashville. And for some reason, I was out there and I was seeing Willie Nelson. And he had Waylon sit in with him. And when Waylon walked out on stage, he goes, "Well, I guess I'll save his ass one more time."
If you'd like to hear more Waylon Jennings stories, click the playlist in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, and I'll see you somewhere down the road. Much love to you.